All right, welcome back to Central Valley Talk. I'm Mike Scott, joined now by Heliena Walton, who's going to tell us about the Timeless Treasures Conference and Event Center. Guess what? It's not here in the Valley. It's over in San Juan Bautista.
Yes, good old San Juan Bautista, close to San Francisco, about 30 minutes outside of San Jose.
You drove 3 hours to be with us today.
I did. I want people to know where we are and what we're doing.
Yeah. Okay, so why is it important for folks here in the Valley to know about what's going on in San Juan Bautista?
Well, it's multifaceted. One, we are currently utilizing our facility to orchestrate a variety of workshops dealing with health and wellness, fitness, just getting back to the basics and living your best life now. And we're extending the opportunity to this area. So people who are your viewers and listeners would like to participate in some of the workshops, they can contact us and we can host workshops here as well.
So what, you would set up, you would arrange a location here for that to happen?
That's correct.
You take care of all those details?
That's correct. So, or if they have a location they want us to come talk to, we're linked. Our strategic partners are certified. They're either certified chefs or psychotherapists in the health and wellness field. So we're linking people to services so that they start to live a better life. What we have found that stress is taking us over, brain fog. There's so many issues that are ailing us, and people don't realize why. And so our purpose, I find it my purpose in life to I was created to inspire, essentially, to bring this message to the masses as quickly as possible, because we're not living a good lifestyle at this point.
I agree. People eat the wrong food and don't take care of themselves. And
they don't know why they do it. So that goes back to that transformational component, is teaching people or showing them a way of why they're making these negative choices. Sometimes we're living such a rat race lifestyle that we don't think about what we're eating, what we're consuming, and we don't realize that our cells are taking in impressions every day. When we eat, what we breathe, how we live, the stress that we put on ourselves when we work. We don't realize the negative impact that we're having. And then we're worried about all these different increases in cancer and the different ailments that are being manifested in our body. It's because we're not doing the right things to take care of ourselves.
I'm guessing there might be some people out there who are confused watching this, thinking, you're talking about an event center, but how did you branch out into this wellness component of your business?
Two things. One, in creating the event center, we started doing workshops to bring awareness to our facility. And the way we came about with the health and wellness component is my daughter became deathly ill. She has severe asthma. Reactive airways is what the doctor calls it. And she was reacting to things in the environment, things in the home that we had no idea that it was. And then I started to manifest some things through food. And I started having to take a better look. And because I own a conference and event center, I use that as a platform to inform people about what they can do to change their lives. So in between events, we actually host workshops, and we don't charge for the workshops. These are free of charge, and this is my way of giving back to the community to say, hey, there's a lot of things going on in our lives that we are clueless about. By the time we get to the doctor, they may have misdiagnosis, re-diagnosis 3, 4, 5 times, unfortunately, before they came up with the right solution or the right answer for the ailments that are manifested in our bodies. And some things that we can actually change if we just sit back and take a look at our surroundings, at the things that we eat, and the things that we're spending our time in, we can actually change some things. People don't realize that 70% of your immune system is in your gut flora. Who knew that?
Probiotics.
Thank you. So these are some simple things that most people, everyday people you talk to, they don't know that they can do some very simple things in order to, in fact, change in their lives on a positive note without taking all these medications. And because of my daughter's sickness, it led me on a journey. And that journey led me to looking at alternative ways to identifying what can be done to help her. And I can say to this day, she hasn't been hospitalized again. And she's had 15 ICU hospitalizations where we've almost lost her several times. So it became my life mission to find a cause for what was happening. Not just mask it with different things, but to actually find solutions so that I didn't lose my daughter. That's the only daughter that.
So she's okay now?
She's okay now. She hasn't had another major hospitalization. She's gone back for her checks, even for her pulmonologist, who's done her her airway check. They do lung function testing. But she's much better because we've created an environment now that will facilitate growth for not just her, but our entire family.
Don't you love having to learn all those names of specialists and the pulmonologist and?
Well, you know, oddly.
But it's your daughter, so you have to learn those
I
things, right?
did. They actually told me, which was very expensive. It was $500 a treatment.
Ooh.
Yes, to deal with they had to make sure that they had to give her things that she was actually allergic to, so that she didn't react with it. So they had to suppress her immune system in order to give her things that she was allergic to, so she can build up a tolerance level for it. And it was that
Like a flu shot.
Yeah, we had to deal with the immunologist, which actually helped facilitate that process. And it was just horrifying, the days and nights that I spent in ICU, in the bed with her, on the side of the bed with her, just trying to say, my goodness, what can I do to help my daughter? Because when your child gets into a situation and you feel hopeless because you can't make a decision. But there were so many times the doctor said, you saved your daughter's life. Because I remember one time the ambulance came by and I wasn't home, and I said, call the ambulance. And the ambulance driver, the fire department got there first, and they said, oh, she's fine, because they didn't hear her wheezing. And then the ambulance driver came right after that, and they were like, her lung actually was collapsed. And they didn't hear wheezing because she couldn't get air. But her oxygen saturation showed 100%, but she wasn't 100%. That gave her a 10-day stay in the hospital, in ICU at Stanford Hospital. And the fire department, one of the firemen team actually came to the hospital, and he apologized. He says, we're going to actually put together some protocols for our workers, because we don't never want this to happen again. We would be remiss if we would have allowed that child to die. And that's how serious it was. And there were some very simple things that we did in her life to change things. And I want everyone to know. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission from my heart to show people that there's better ways, that there's things that happen in your life that you can actually get rid of, and you can treat things differently. Not dismissing what the doctor's saying, but actually become your own best advocate. And so since I have a facility to do that, that's my purpose.
That's your purpose. How big is the Hidden Treasures?
I have
or Timeless Treasures?
20,000 square feet.
20,000. So how many people can you put in there?
How can they what?
How many people can you accommodate?
About 300.
300, okay. And are you pretty well booked into the future, or?
We're booking now. So
booking now?
I had an antique and collectible store, which still exists, and we converted the facility in order to bring about this change that I'm trying to provoke.
Okay. If folks would like to get more information about Timeless Treasures or any of the wellness information you just mentioned, where can they find it?
They actually can go to our website, Shop Timeless Treasures, at shoptimelesstreasures.com.
ShopTimelessTreasures.com. Okay.
And if they want to contact us, we can be reached at area code 831-222-0026. And if they want to book a workshop in their area for health and fitness, health and wellness, nutritional, we have those contacts and strategic alliances that will enable us to move to different areas to do that.
All right. Helena, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So glad your daughter's doing well.
She is.
I bet you're probably
I can
breathing
breathe.
easier. Yeah, yourself, right? Okay.
You're right.
All right, we'll be back with more on Central Valley Talk.